Wednesday. Hope you had a nice Valentine's Day. We're reading from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 8, beginning at 22. When Jesus and his disciples arrived at Bethsaida, people brought to him a blind man and begged Jesus to touch him. He took the blind man by the hand and led him outside the village. Putting spittle on his eyes, he laid his hands on the man and asked, "Do you see anything?" Looking up, the man said, I see people looking like trees and walking. Then he laid his hands on the man's eyes a second time, and he saw clearly. His sight was restored, and he could see everything distinctly. Then he sent him home and said, "Do not even go into the village." Jesus used methods that the blind man could understand. The ancient world believed in the healing power of spittle. That belief is not so strange as it may sound at first hearing it, because often, maybe I remember as a kid, some sort of scrape or bruise, right? The first instinct is to put a cut or burned finger into a mouth to ease the pain, right? And sometimes they even actually, washed it even with spittle. There's something about it. It's almost a natural response, instinctively. Of course, the blind man knew of this, and Jesus used a method of curing him, which he could understand. Back then, that made sense. It's part of the person. The spittle's part of Jesus. His very almost guts-like. And one thing, though, this miracle is unique, though, it's the only miracle which can be said to have happened gradually. Now, you go through the miracles of Jesus throughout the Gospels. This is the only one that can happen gradually. Then when it comes close to it is when the man was possessed by a demon. So maybe that's not so, remember, possessed by the demon, and Jesus tried to cast him out, the demon. First he told him to cast him out, didn't leave. Then he had the demon's name, Legion, still didn't get out, and then finally he went into the swine. That was sort of perhaps a gradual. But this is a healing, though, that's only with Jesus happened gradually. Usually Jesus' miracles happen suddenly and completely. In this miracle, the blind man's sight came back in stages. And he took him by this, outside the village, out by the side, to be alone, to be quiet, to be with the Lord. So maybe in our own life that we want things instantly, would be nice, all right, to happen right away. But sometimes things take time. I don't know why God operates that way, but we can't afford to get discouraged. Sometimes it takes steps. Be patient and trust in God's character, God's love and care for you. Amen.